Hello everyone and welcome to our presentation of our innovation on instruction in education. Together as leaders, we need to set goals for our learners. We need to dream big, and to attain those goals, we need to also take action. Innovative actions is what we envision as leaders, and so we invite you, take the lead. Every educator aims fairness when giving equal chances to their students. However, educators need not forget that learners are very diverse on their skills and level of competence. As much as fairness is concerned, educators need to remember that equality is attained in imparting quality education and not through the way we test students' proficiency. Most often that whenever we administer tests or assess our students, there is always a level of competition amongst them. Students are not all the same level. It is our desire that to cater them equal opportunities, especially in this new normal of teaching and learning. Definitely, some are fast learners and some may need extra help coming from us. This is where we innovate. Education may be easy for some, but it can be very difficult for others when we give them the same assessment. Learning is not a race. It is a matter of time and effort for all. It should not matter how slowly some students learn as long as we are encouraging them not to stop. This is about learning experiences and not just numbers. These experiences builds and will define character. My name is Cheyus Rico, and this is Taking the Lead.
Our group, we invited you to be a part of our innovation entitled Take the Lead. Our innovation is about leading and education through uplifting the learner's self-esteem in achieving desired outcomes. Leading education is about inspiring others to reach for their dreams, engaging them in learning new frontliners, and serving the one who really need the guidance and support. For the purpose of our innovation, here are the following point of priorities: in-depth learning for all students, interaction and collaboration, the inventing and reshaping learning, sustainable student high proficiency.
Worthwhile to remember that the best gift that we can give to our learners with special needs and disabilities is not only the knowledge but also our friendship, and always involve them, play with them, and above all, believe in them. Best relationship will always be remembered and uplift the confidence of our learners. I'm Jelordi Esguerra for the purpose of our innovation.
Innovation for instruction. The quality of educational classes largely depends upon the quality of teachers. Though teaching is being considered as a science and a skill, basically it is a sublime art. It is the teacher who unconsciously designs the growing plastic mind of the child entrusted to him or her. Thus, teaching is not a mechanical process. Indeed, it is an intricate, exciting, and a very challenging one with good leadership and appropriate teaching methodologies that teachers' effectiveness can be enhanced. Challenges in the educational system have no permanent and fixed answers because of the changeable nature of human society. The film Three Idiots drew inspiration from the real-life story of an engineer cum scientist called Suman Wongkok. He is the founder us on a journey that evokes the themes of those films, that integrity matters above all else, and that each of us has our own unique greatness. Don't run behind the success. Achieve excellence first. The success will automatically come looking for you. Be always creative in your answers to work and things you do, which helps you become more capable of your own. What practices will help us get there? With the evolution of social media, yet another responsibility was added to us in the form of digital teaching. Our role as a teacher will really require us to be a jack of all trades and master of none. This is where some of the teachers fail to live up to the most important aspect of their role, to take the lead. And the first one in the practices is improving mental health. A positive mind is a powerful weapon against adversities, even as we are challenged by failures and disabilities. Keeping in mind that when we are together, we can make it better. And also, we can say that through asynchronous and asynchronous, when students listen to a lecture together in a classroom, they are engaged in synchronous learning. All students are participating in the learning process at the same time, just like the film 3 Idiots. Nowadays, synchronous learning may take the form of a live lecture, live chat room, phone conference, video conference, or Google Hangout. And aside from that, students can ask questions in real time. Students feel a greater sense of community and connection to their peers when they all learn together. Students become more engaged in their learning. Students feel a stronger sense of collaboration. While asynchronous learning can be provided through recorded lectures, PowerPoint slides, or reading assignments that students can access on their own time, just like the modular distance learning, or we call it printed module. In asynchronous learning, students can progress through the learning when they want, where they want, at the pace they want, in order they want. Substitution and augmentation are enhancement processes, whereas modification and redefinition are transformation steps. But when it comes to difficulty and complexity, we educators are told we need to work our students smarter, not harder, in order for them to develop the deeper knowledge, understanding, and awareness of what they are learning.
Innovative teaching practices. The role of the teacher in undergoing radical change. His expertise requires continuous training and coordination with colleagues in the use and practical applications of information and communication technology in education. ICT in the educational process should serve as a learning method and not only as a tool. At the same time, it is important to realize that ICT does not replace traditional teaching methods but complements them by encouraging curiosity, research, and experimentation. We, as teachers, should innovate to teach online by tapping legitimate online tools and resources, by using online learning resources on topics, and creating learning playlists. Students will be up for an exciting learning process. By being not only an issuer of educational content but a master curator of learning resources, teachers like us are designing efficient and effective synchronous and asynchronous learning activities for continuous emergence of students. Lastly, we also need to make our students confident to voice their opinions, take leadership actions, and make their decisions, even if the decision fails, but it can cultivate a feeling of self-accomplishment and help to develop students' emotional intelligence. This is the new normal. From the movie of 3 Idiots, don't run behind the success. Instead, partner,
Yes, achieve excellence first. Then the success will automatically come looking for you. This is Emily Gross.
and this is Glenda Marie Maniago.
Thank you.
The second part is the facilitation. How are we going to support the ongoing process? Teachers training in the utilization of ICT. In this era, ICT used in the classroom is important for giving students opportunities to learn and apply the required 21st century skills. The training program for teachers are designed for enhancement of knowledge, the skills required, and responsiveness to the modern challenges like what we are facing at present in this new normal education. Teachers are being trained with the proper utilization of ICT, which includes Google Meet, Google Classroom, Zooms, and many others. Instructional practices. How do we accommodate or modify learners in identifying learning competencies with different strategies? Instructional practices are the means by which the students achieve learning outcomes. When designing a course or lesson, begin by determining the learning outcomes. the changes you want to see in your students, and then asked, what experiences will cause these changes in my students? We need to consider individual differences. Teachers should apply differentiated instructions in order to address the needs of our learners. Teachers should also guide and consider learners' study habits to come up with the best possible strategies for an effective teaching learning process. The movie Three Idiots, we can learn that learning is everywhere. The world is teaching something. In these challenging times where the pandemic struck us hard, learning became difficult, but with the use of ICT, it became accessible to each learner. Access to knowledge became easy because of the new technology we are living in. We just need to be open to new doors of opportunity that have opened during this pandemic. Professor Virus was a highly renowned scientist but also a teacher. He was so fond of himself and that he set open for new learnings. He was the winner of the rat race, but at the end of the day, he was still a rat. The educational system must always be an open opportunity for new knowledge. We must open ourselves to new possibilities and new learnings that will enable us to widen our horizons. The culture of our education is a bit daunting, but always remember that the first step will be really difficult. Just always remember that all is well.
Hello everyone! I'm Rosette Ann M. Marientes, a senior high school teacher 3 from the Division of Pampanga. There are two parts in my discussion. The first part is about community linkage for stakeholders, psychologists, and paraprofessionals. The second part is about the support system for administrative, information, and IT experts. Let's focus on the first part. What is community linkage? It focuses on the school activities that are meaningfully linked to the aspirations and experiences of students in their homes and communities. Amidst pandemic, let us continue to support one another for better development of the school system. The second part is the support system of the school administrator, head teachers, master teachers, and IT experts, where they can provide technical assistance, providing feedback to enhance the skills, and to monitor the progress of the school. Let me end with this quotation by Nelson Mandela, and I quote, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." Once again, this is Rosette Ann M. Marientes. Have a blessed and fruitful day to everyone. Stay safe, thank you, and God bless.
Student success relies on relationships to support both educators, to school personnel, to families, to others in the community. There must be a fair commitment to student success from all sides in order to drive home everything that is taught in the classroom. There are ways to promote better student success and bridge the gap between schools and home. First, acknowledging the contributions of students. Second, parental involvement. Third, educator relationship. Fourth, parental involvement at home. Fifth, considering communication at the heart of any meaningful relationship and good relationship. Sixth, parent-teacher communication. And seven, promote at-home learning and grant access to technology. The gold standard of a successful educational environment is one in which parents and teachers work toward with aligned goals. Connections. Our world faces formidable challenges that demands the next generation of college graduates and capable leaders with expansive understanding of public life, own skills of critical thinking, and the abilities to collaborate with diverse groups to solve problems and create change. The benefits of sharing knowledge to build connections. And why do we need to share knowledge? First, to build collective knowledge and streamline processes. Second, because sharing knowledge is the ultimate form of learning. Third, to make knowledge be accessible to everyone. Fourth, recognize students' sense of purpose to motivate them more. Fifth, and to limit the skill gap. This makes knowledge sharing beneficial for fellow students, classmates that want to learn about something else, or students that want to get out of their comfort zone. As an educator, it is important for all students to learn using different learning strategies. Every learners learn differently, and understanding the different ways that human learning is crucial to educational success. Teachers and students alike can greatly benefit from understanding how learning works for different students. Learning can be fostered by asking open-ended questions to learners. This will promote critical thinking skills that will help learners relate the knowledge to their own life experiences. Encourage students to reflect and to share their feelings and thoughts, are holistically oriented, and to experience the whole student in the learning process. Transformational teaching is based on the idea that an instructor purpose is greater than delivery of information. Rather than being content-focused, transformational teachers help students become metacritical participants in the learning process and will practice at critical thinking, goal setting, and reflection. In summary, bridging the gap between connections, transforming learning between schools and home is critical to support student achievement, no matter the student's age, economic status, or language. Although students spend a majority of their time in school each day, the role of parents, family, and community in students' learning is not to be underestimated. Teachers and parents must work together to lay the foundation of strong values, positive communication, and lifelong learning, both in school and home, and move forward using effective communication strategies as means of growing those values.
Efficiency is also indicative of progress and proficiency. For students to attain such level, teachers must carefully select, design, and align instructions to learning standards. Assessment of students' knowledge, skills, values, and attitude, along with self-reflection of the teacher on his teaching strategies, personal and professional development, providing consistent feedback are some of the things to keep in mind to deliver efficient service. In order to foster or sustain growth, progress, and efficiency of student achievement, giving feedback is essential. Feedbacks to be effective should be specific, timely, meaningful, and candid. Feedback should be based on goals and future focused. Whether it be positive or a negating one, it should focus on the process and not the person in particular. It is a difficult task to do, but with honest and clear intentions, it will be valued sooner or later. In the end, it is not only the increase in content knowledge that is to be considered as the mark of excellence, but in the change in attitude that will determine whether we had an impact in the lives of our clientele. This has been Jalen P. Galan. Thank you for taking the lead with us.